Okay, so it's a big episode. We're finally putting together the motor for this tube chassis Porsche 914 behind me. It's a Subaru EJ25 motor, which has not the best reputation at the moment, but I don't care. And at the end of the day, this thing's gonna be making over 500 horsepower. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Over the last few years, I've stockpiled a ton of parts for this car. From an IAG short block, some ported heads, oil pumps, and windage trays. I have got it all. But now, it's finally time to put it all together. First things first, I'm prepping the short block. These short blocks are sold incomplete, and therefore, they need plugs, covers, and seals done before any real work can start. The decks are cleaned and the pins are installed before the head gasket and later the heads are put in place. The camshafts are installed for shipment, but they are removed to get access for the head studs. The head studs come with specific instructions on the torque sequence. Following the same pattern, they're torqued in 3 separate stages. Then, the same exact process gets repeated on the other side. Cam guard is placed on the buckets to add in lubrication during first startup. Assembly oil is also added to the cam journals for the same purpose. Subarus use a worryingly low amount of torque on the cam caps, 14 foot-pounds and 7 foot-pounds respectively. You can hardly feel it when done correctly. With the cams installed, I now check the valve lash, or the distance between the cam and the valve spring bucket. My heads came provided with a sheet of tolerances. I'm happy to report they were all within them. Next up is something very custom. I'm welding AN bungs to my radiator hose connections. AN lines are extremely easy to work with and they're less prone to bursting and getting stuck. They also look very nice, but their biggest downside is cost. The coolant crossover tube is also getting the same treatment. Given the conditions, I think they came out very nicely, but while I'm at it, I'm also going to be plugging up the heater ports and sanding them flat. Now it's time to start installing the timing belt components. The water pump, which is also converted to AN, is first up, followed by the tensioner bracket, timing cover, and cam seals. This is a Roger Clark Motorsports timing belt kit, and I'm only mentioning it because I wanted to tell you that the Cosworth timing belt it comes with smells like flip-flops from Old Navy. Cam gears are installed with help from a friend with a big wrench. They get torqued to 75 foot-pounds and they also spin, so this is not an easy process. The driver's side cam gears are then kept in place with this metal banana. It was, however, built by an ape because it uses a 16mm wrench that I'm sure nobody has. I can now pull the pin on the Subaru grenade. This is a Bosch oil pressure and temperature sensor sold by Heltec. It's a clean install that requires no ugly T-fittings, which in the Subaru world is very common. A windage tray is cheap horsepower. It scrapes away oil being spun around by the crankshaft, slowing it down. But when installed upside down, you can drop a bolt into your brand new engine. Nothing grease on a stick cannot solve. Oil starvation will kill a motor faster than anything, so I'm taking my small car performance oil pan from my old motor and I'm making my own baffle for it. The first thing is locating the oil pump pickup in the pan. I made a paper template of the holes and I flipped it around to bolt to the oil pan. Then I made a paper template, transferred it to aluminum, and got some aluminum piano hinge for the trapdoors. I removed the old rod and replaced it with aluminum filler rod that was a little bit smaller so the doors would open more freely. It's then all welded together and door limiters are added to prevent the doors from opening too far and then closing too slowly. The idea here is to let oil flow to the pickup but not away from it. The diamond shape is ideal for road course racing because it allows for a variety of acceleration, cornering, and braking loads, plus everything in between, while still allowing for a path to the oil pump pickup. If you've done your homework properly, the new baffle should clear oil pump pickup without issue. The oil return line is getting a -10 AN fitting in the head for yet another addition to my Summit Racing fitting order. While I was at it, I found a fitting that goes into the back of the head for a cylinder 4 cooling mod. Also AN. Okay, so I'm very proud how this motor's turned out. I've put an unbelievable amount of thought into this motor, which there's a lot of documented stuff for, but I'm stepping out of the norm. The few little improvements that most people don't do, I am making sure I include. Obviously, the intake manifold and the valve covers are both not on this motor right now. They're currently out at powder coat, but next episode you will see them on. I'll be adding the rear firewall so I can add wires and all the things to actually get this thing to start. But I don't know, I'm just proud of this thing. I appreciate you watching. Next episode, like I said, a little bit of fab on the chassis, a little bit of this guy. Should be a nice little episode. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.
Do it! Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true! Just do it!